very first step in your trading is going to be finding an actual edge, right? And honestly, a lot of people don't even make it past the first stage of finding an edge. And the reason why they don't is because they don't go through and do shit like this. So if you just think about like who's making the most money inside of the stock market, who's making the most money? Hedge funds, right? Hedge funds make the most money. Why do they make the most money? Because they do stuff like this. Like they literally track all the moves that happen in the market, and they have more information and more data than retail traders. So like if you want to be 100% sure that you have an edge in the market, the best thing that you could possibly do is go through and track your setup that happens every single day. And that's exactly what I've been doing for the past year. Because, you know, whenever I sit down at this computer and I'm trading with my money that I worked hard for, my family's money that they worked hard for, I don't want to fucking feel like I'm gambling. Like, that's stupid, right? Like, a lot of traders just do stupid shit on a consistent basis. And I don't know why I'm losing. Well, because you're gambling, because you don't even know if you have an edge or not, right? And I mean, unless you guys know another way, an easier way to be 100% sure that you have an edge. I don't think there is another way. You have to backtest the setup because I need to know, statistically speaking, that I have a profitable setup. So for this one, easy RA, breakout level 0.2358, broke out at 735, 5-minute candle close right here, 0.2622. So the next thing I need to find out is on this pullback here, do we get kicked out with a 15% stop loss? And I believe probably so. Yeah, it pulled back over 21%. Which means the highest mark in this trade, if you would have answered right here, would have been right here, 0.2772. Okay, which means you would have only been able to take 5%, which means you wouldn't have won on this trade. This would have pulled back and it would have been a loser. Max pullback price while in trade is the full 15%. Well, right here, to get to 5%, the low on this candle was 0.24. Next candle was red. And then the previous close over here, 0.1825. Yeah, sick, man. Market cap 1 to 10, free float 10 to 50. Okay. The dip before the breakout. So the dip before the breakout is going to be highest point here, lowest point here, 22%. Volume on the breakout is going to be right here at 1.27 million. Also, by the way, guys, if you want to see all of the setups, all of the data that I've tracked, I've now tracked over 3,100, and you want to be trained by me one-on-one so you can actually take this to the next level and actually feel like you're not gambling, I am taking on more one-on-one students. So preferably if you have at least $5,000 plus in your portfolio, I would love to help you actually start trading with real data, find your real edge in the market, because that's typically where a lot of the money is made. Trading is one of those things. The more money you got, the more money you can make, right? But the more money that you trade with, also more emotions start to get involved, which means you really, 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 really need to be 100% sure that you have an edge in the market. Because if not, you're trading with $10,000 positions, $5,000 positions, and you have no clue if you have an edge, and you can lose a lot of money, obviously. So you can click the link down below. You can book a call with me, and I'll see if you're a good fit. So the high for this trade is going to be right here, $1.08. Okay, so the max pullback. So we would have entered here. Max pullback is going to be right here. Low 0.9711. Okay, previous close is right here, 0.7403. Okay, market cap is, I don't even need to be counting this one. The market cap is way too high, 282 million. So I did make the decision recently to stop tracking all market caps above 200 million because after tracking 3,100 trades, I realized it's just a waste of time. They just don't move enough. Like statistically, anything above a $200 million market cap, if you're a momentum day trader and you're trying to get anything over 10%, like it's just not worth it to trade those stocks. So I don't even track them anymore. Okay, for FBIO, I wouldn't count this level right here because it was only at 15%, which means I got to go up to the next level, which was up here at 21%. So breakout level would have been right here for this one. And if we zoom out, we can see no 5-minute candle closes above it. We test it. We wick above it, but that 5-minute candle does not close above it. So I can just take that one off my tracker. So I'll delete that one. Next ticker is going to be TLPH. TLPH, I already got the breakout level mapped out. Zooming out here, we can see that it never broke out. Try to make a push going into after hours, but I don't count after hours anyway. So that's going to be a delete. Next up is going to be SGN. So if I take a look at SGN, we already got the breakout level mapped out, which is right here, 0.6883. Time the stock broke out is going to be right here at 11 a.m. Oh, put that in my tracker. Boom. 5-minute candle close is going to be 0.6948. Max price reached is going to be 0.8869. So the max that you could have got on that trade was 27%. And then the low is going to be right here, 0.6805, 0.6805. The next 5-minute candle was green. Previous close, 0.5198. That's, there we go, 0.6883. Okay, got it. Market cap on this bad boy, when it closed, it was at 11 million. But remember, the market cap moves with the price. So that market cap is reflective of this price right here. The market cap that I need to know is what was the market cap when it was breaking out, because that's when I go to make my decision if I'm going to trade it or not. So I'll go back over to ChatGPT, say, hey, chat, the market cap for this stock at 84 cents was 11.5 million. What was the market cap when it was at 68 cents? Boom, submit that answer or that question. It's going to calculate, give me an answer. It was at 9.3 million. So it was between 1 to 10 million. So that's the category for it. Free float, 13.6, 10 to 50. The dip before the breakout, again, is going to be the highest point. So this was the highest point. The lowest point was right here. And that was a 16% pullback. Volume on the breakout is going to be right over here. So volume on the breakout, 2.95 million. Okay, then we got profile, we got the United States. Okay, great. Moving on to the next one, FFAI. Okay, FFAI, breakout level is right here, 0.54. Okay, time the stock broke out is going to be 1010. 5-minute candle close, 0.5448. Max price reached is going to be 0.6139. So max percentage gain you could have got out of that bad boy was 12%. The pullback is going to be right here, the low of 0.5227. So I see what the max drawdown was. That's a 4% drawdown. The next 5-minute candle was red, so we'll put that in there. The previous close is right over here, 0.4472. So it was up 20% for the day when it broke out. Market cap between 50 to 200. Free float between 50 to 200. Okay, so on the higher end, the dip before the breakout. So this is the highest point. This is the lowest point. It's going to be 9%. Volume on the breakouts right here at 1.80. And then the profile is from the United States. Okay, moving on to the next, YMAT. Okay, so for YMAT, so I don't have the breakout level set. So what we need to do is go from the previous close, which was right here, 0.3728. Right, so this was the previous close. We find out at what point was it up at least 17%. So this point right here was actually up 18% for the day right here. And then, oh my God, why is it not fucking, I hate it when it does that. There we go. God, I don't know why it does that. So actually this was the breakout level. This would have been the breakout level in the breakout candle, but if you take a look at the volume down here, the volume on this green candle was only 15,000. I don't count it if it's below 50,000 because it's just not enough volume for you to trade it. Not with a significant amount. You can't go into, you know, a 5-minute candle with $15,000 in volume with fucking $10,000 size position. It doesn't make no sense. So this would be the breakout level right here, and then we pull back, and then when it breaks out right here as 1.66 million. So the breakout level is 0.5249. Time the stock broke out is going to be right here at 9:55. Okay, 5-minute candle close. Close is 0.61. Max price reached in this bad boy. If I zoom out, it's going to be 0.7182. So you could have got 17% was the max percentage gain that you could have got. Max pullback price while in trade is going to be this low right here, 0.511. And that is a, whoa, oh no, that would have kicked you out. Oh man, that sucks, dude. Okay, so that is not the max price you would have got because this right here actually kicks you out if you have a 15% stop loss. So the max price that you could have reached if you would have entered right here is actually on this candle right here. So the high is 0.6399. Right, oh, which means it only popped up 4%. All right, which means this one would have been a loser. That next 5-minute candle right there was red, so I'll put that. Previous close over here, 0.3728. Market cap 10.2 at this price, but we need to know what it was at 54. It was below 10 million, so 1 to 10. Free floats 1 to 10. Dip before the breakout. The dip before the breakout is going to be right here, 32%. Type that in. Volume on the breakout 1.66. Okay, country Taiwan. So wonder it would have kicked you out. It's from fucking Taiwan. A lot of times those countries, like fucking anything out of the United States, China, and Canada, are a lot of times pumping dumps. So GITS never broke out. Delete that off my list. FFAI. Okay, so FFAI. Didn't we just do this one? Yeah, so FFAI, we just did that one. Delete that. PMEC. Okay, so for PMEC, you know, this is going to be the close from the previous day right here. Right here we were up 18%, but it didn't have nowhere near enough dollar volume. So you can see down here at the bottom, it was less than $1,000 in volume on those candles. So I'm not going to count that breakout, obviously. This is when it started getting volume, and then as you see, that would have been the breakout level, and it never broke out. It just continued to pull back. So we're going to delete that one. All right, so next up we got KXIN. So for KXIN, this was the breakout level. Also, by the way, for levels, I count after hours and pre-market. So just FYI. And it never broke out of that level. So KXIN, I can delete that one. Boom, delete. Next up is going to be KLTO. All right, so for KLTO, this was a slow burner later on in the day. So the previous close is going to be right here. We need to find the point where it was up at least 17%. So at this point right here, and you can tell by the left-hand side of the rectangle, it was up 18.6%. So it was up enough for the day for me to count it. So the next thing that I need to check when I draw my line is when it breaks above that level, did it have enough volume for me to count it? So in this 5-minute candle, if we take a look down here, once I put my cursor over it, only $43,000 in volume. I'm not counting that. So I need to say, okay, where was the next red candle? So the next red candle was right here. So that breakout level would have been right here because it closed, green candle closed right here, red candle opened below it. It's because it was low volume. A lot of times you see this in low volume. So this 5-minute candle is the one that closes above it. And again, that one only had $16,000 in volume. So I can't count that as a level neither because I would never trade that. Right? So now we got to go up to the next level, which is up here. This is our next red candle. We get the dip, and then we get a breakout right here. And this is when it finally starts to get some volume, $204,000. So for KLTO, breakout level is 33 cents. Time the stock broke out is going to be 140. 5-minute candle close, 0.3397. Max price reached in regular hours, 0.4317. Okay, so 27% gain. This was actually a nice runner right here. The pullback on this trade would have been at this low on this candle, which is 0.33. Okay, previous close is 0.2527, and then market cap is going to be 10 to 50. Free flow is 50 to 200. The dip before the breakout is going to be right here, so 8%. And then the volume on the breakout is going to be 0.204, so 204,000 profile companies from the United States. All right, moving on to the next one, ALUR, which was the optimal setup for the day. Hope you guys took this one. This one was an easy win. Breakout level was $1.56. Time the stock broke out was 9:20. 5-minute candle closed at $1.65. So let me type that in. Okay, max price that it reached was all the way over here at $2.07. So max percentage gain was 25%. Max pullback price while in trade is going to be right here at $1.50. Okay, perfect. So there was a 9% drawback. Previous close, $1.09. Market cap is 10 to 50. Free flow is 10 to 50. The dip before the breakout. So the dip is going to be from this level all the way down to this level. 41% pullback on that bad boy. Volume on the breakout was right here at 5.39 million. Okay, and then the country is United States. Next up is going to be CETY. So for CETY, let's kind of zoom out here. Again, this is kind of a slower burner here all day. So we need to find at what point was this thing up at least 17% compared to the previous close. So this was the previous close. Let's drag it up. It was up 26% at this point. Okay. So this definitely would have been the breakout level. So now, horizontal line, across that level. Now when it broke out right here, did it have enough volume? It did have enough volume. It had 124,000. So breakout level is 0.9743. Time the stock broke out is at 11:20. 5-minute candle close, 0.9846. Max price reached in this scenario. The question is, could you have held through this pullback? So if you entered here, you would have been at 8.8% pullback with a 15% stop loss. You still would have been in. So the max price reached is $1.06, which is a 7% gain. Not much. Max pullback while in price is this level, 0.8979. So again, this one would have been a loser. Next 5-minute candle after it breaks out was red. Previous close 0.7721. Market cap on this bad boy was between 1 to 10. Free float 1 to 10. Okay, the dip before the breakout is going to be right here. 14%. Okay, volume on the breakout is going to be 0.124. Okay, country, United States, USA. Next up is going to be men's. Yeah, breakout level 2.447. 2.447. Time the stock broke out was 12 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. Ooh, yeah. I got a real pretty little thing that's waiting for me. I pull up. Y'all ain't ready for that, man. Low is going to be 2.332. So you could have got a 12% gain, had to hold through 5% drawback. Previous close 2.01. Market cap was high on this bad boy. Actually, let me double check here. Chat, the market cap at $2.73 is 207.5 million. What was the market cap at $2.44? If it was above 200 million, I don't even need to be counting this one. I could just delete it off my tracker. But it was at 185 million. So market cap 50 to 200. Free float was 2 million, 1 to 10. The dip before the breakout is going to be right here. Okay, so that's going to be 11%. Volume on the breakout was 0.082, which was still a low amount. Profile company is from Taiwan. Okay, STFS. So let's pull that bad boy up. So from the previous close, at what point were we up at least 17%? Come on, y'all, do this with me now. Get massive value. You're getting access to my back-end system here. So at this point, we were well up over 17%. So this was the breakout level, which means it breaks out right here. Did it have enough volume? It had more than enough volume. So breakout level 0.1270. Time the stock broke out was 11:40. 5-minute candle close is 0.1282. Max price that this bad boy would have reached, you would have got dumped on. So max price reaches right here, so 0.13. You'd have been up a whole 1%. Next 5-minute candle close red. Previous close 0.078. All right, market cap is going to be 1 to 10. Free float is 10 to 50, and the dip before the breakout is going to be from here to here, which is 19%. The volume on the breakout 1.21. Okay, great. Profile China. It is from China. Let me get a little sippy of my energy drink. GNPX. Zoom out. A little slow burner again, man. Okay, so this was the close from the previous day. Say it with me. At what point were we up at least 17%? It was right here at this level. So this would be your breakout level. But say it with me again. Did it have enough volume? And it did. It had $437,000 worth of volume. So breakout level was 215. Time the stock broke out. 1050. 5-minute candle close. 2.19. Max price that the stock reached $2.42. Not much. It moved 10%. I guess that's decent. The low is going to be right here at 2.105. Okay. Would have had a hold through 3% drawback. Not bad. Previous close is $1.78. Market cap's 1 to 10. Free float's 1 to 10. See, I'm surprised that one was such a slow mover because the market cap and free float are so low on it. Okay, so this is the drawback. So 9% drawback. Volume on the breakout is going to be right here, 0.437. Okay, country, United States. All right, last one right here, GFAI. We're almost there. So, what point was it up? At least 17% from the previous day, lads. Right here. So, at this point right here, it was up over 17%. So, this is your breakout level. Say it with me again. Did it have enough volume? Absolutely. So, GFAI, 0.6399. Time the stock broke out, 10.10. 5-minute candle close, 0.67. Max price reached 0.74. Okay, and max pullback in that price, if you entered here, was going to be right here, 0.6551. Okay, next 5-minute candle close red. Previous close is 0.5344. Market cap is 10 to 50. Free float is 10 to 50. Boom, boom. The dip before the breakout. This is the breakout. This is the zeep. 13%. Volume on the breakout 0.338. Profile Singapore. Other. Okay, great. So that's all the breakouts from yesterday. So basically, it looks like we had one. Well, let me tell you the total amount of breakouts. We had 12 total breakouts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 of them ran for at least 15%. So 4 out of 12. So be careful out there, guys. I don't look for straight up breakouts, plain breakouts like this anymore. This is like the basics of what I track. Next up, I have to zoom into the 1 minute time frame and take a look at what happened on the 1 minute time frame while these stocks were breaking out. And then on top of that, I also have like 4 or 5 other setups that I'm tracking on top of this. Actually, more than that. There's like 7 total. So anyway, if you guys want to be trained by me one-on-one, you guys want to be mentored, you want to see all the back-tested data, you want to see my customized dashboard, click the link down below, and I'll see if you're a good fit. Deuces.